Hey everyone, welcome back to Arc Encounter. I'm your host Maha, and I'm very excited to be on this Arc path with you today. We have a special guest, he's a VIP, and together we are going to encounter self care through the lens of mindset, and of course, with our guide, Casey Cox. So let's begin our Arc Encounter journey with this video.
ARC is the lifestyle path to better choices. It empowers us to live life to the fullest and paves the way for people like you and me to discover our unique purpose and passion. Choosing to walk the ARC path invites transformation and growth in 5 key areas of life: leadership, communication, mindset, community, and lifestyle. As we dive into these lenses, they redirect our focus and guide us into a deeper understanding of where we're at today and where we're going tomorrow. This is ARC Encounter.
Hey, well, welcome to another ARC Encounter. What an amazing day to choose self-care. And we're going to do that through the mindset lens. And really what we're going to encounter in this moment is the fact that you can change the way you see the world by choosing self-care and having an experience that takes you to another place. As we think about mindset, it simply is a reminder that what's going on upstairs is either serving you or it's working against you. And a lot of people, they talk to themselves in ways they would never talk to anybody else. So we are going to choose self-care with a mindset today to change the world. Whose world? Your world. And so as I looked out into the world and I thought, who could I invite in to talk about mindset and self-care? I found the perfect guest. So I welcome Jose Fernandez to this set of ARC Encounter. Welcome, Jose. How are you?
I'm doing well, Casey.
You are
Thanks,
doing well.
I am doing super well.
You're doing super well. You're choosing self-care as a lifestyle, as a mindset, and what a joy to have you on the ARC Encounter.
Well, thank you. It's a joy for me to be here.
Good. It's a joy to be together. And as Maha kind of sets it up, and you just kind of heard it, it's this VIP. You are a VIP. Some people look at that as a very important person, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I believe that you are a VIP because of your values, because of your identity, because of your purpose. Those three come together and they make you an undeniable impact in the world. They make you unshakable in who you are, and they make you unarguable in what you stand for and your values. And so I'm just puffing you up, building you up to make sure that you know who you are. But why don't you share with us a little bit about your values?
Yeah, sure. Values. Values are those internal things that get a hold of you.
Mm-hmm.
They remain with you and push you forward. Get you up every day.
I love your description.
Yeah, and work out your day.
So why did you get up this morning? What was a value that got a hold of you? And it gets a hold of you often. What are some of those things that they're just that core conviction inside that makes Jose Jose?
Relationships is one. I get up and I got my wife, and that's one of my main relationships, my center.
Yes.
Relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So just knowing that I'm gonna see her in the morning, we're gonna connect, for a few minutes, and then I can proceed on to the other things that are valuable to me.
Yes.
Like making sure that I put something in my body.
Okay.
To kind of get my digestion going.
Yes.
A little hot lemon water with some cayenne pepper. Let's go.
All right, you get that gig going.
Just things that are focused on on me. I don't know how far you want me to go with it, but
we'll stop there. We go. You take care of those who are around you, who you love, and they love you. You take care of yourself, and you've got your values in the right spot, moving in the right direction. Talk to me about identity. How do you show up in the world? How do people connect with you? If someone was going to say, "Well, tell me about Jose," what do you think they'd say first?
I think I show up in the world with, first of all, with a smile on my face. That's just me. I show up with knowing that whatever is in front of me, whoever is in front of me, is going to, we're going to make a connection. It's going to be an important connection. I think I'm very
going to pull the word friend in there.
Yeah.
Can I go so far as to say mentor? I know you as a mentor.
Right.
You value those roles.
I think I'm on that wavelength every day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always looking for who can I help? If I get a text and somebody is hurting, what can I say back? If I meet somebody, or I see my mother-in-law who's 92 years old in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and she's got dementia. We're taking care of her. Mindset tells me I got to connect with this lady. I gotta be nice to her. I gotta love her. I gotta meet her where she's at.
There you
She
go.
she hardly understands anything,
Mm-hmm.
but she needs a connection.
So
Kind of
you
a deal.
know that you can choose to actually demonstrate self-care for others even. I mean, I'm going to pull
Sure.
that topic right in
Okay.
there
Okay.
that you know what she needs.
Of course. Yes. Yes.
You're a giver.
Well, you have to work through it,
Okay.
because we're by nature we're selfish, I would say.
Mm.
So I can just ignore her, go about and get my stuff that I got to do to say in the kitchen if she's in there.
Yeah.
But I've got to come into her presence. I've got to be aware that this is a moment that I show up to really bless this lady or help this lady with some love.
I love that. And I want to come back to the fact that we are inherent by nature selfish.
Uh-huh.
We'll come back to that in the Arc Encounter
Okay.
role, because that's one of the concepts of self-care that I think people trip up because they think self-care is selfish.
Mm.
So we're going to put a pin there. We'll come back to it. Talk to
Okay.
me about your purpose. What's your legacy? What are you going after to make the world a better place? You do it in your household, but I know you've got a vision that's bigger than just the 3 people that you're touching in the
Yeah.
morning here.
Well, first of all, Casey, I'm full of gratitude, man.
Mm.
I'm glad that I'm alive. Because I'm a cancer thriver, so I'm just glad I'm alive. Number
So
one.
you're dropping that in here, a cancer
thriver.
thriver.
Mm-hmm. And
Give me some more.
About
Thriver.
that?
You're not just a survivor.
Yeah, not a survivor.
You're a thriver.
I think survivor is like I got it there. But thriver is I'm fighting this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing something every day intentionally to make sure that I'm on top of it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were on a show about self-care, and we have somebody here today that's a cancer thriver.
Right.
That's exactly why you're here today.
Okay.
Because as you model self-care, it's not from some idealistic, picture perfect, the world is just utopian, and oh, this is so easy. I wake up and I just sip my coffee for 3 hours, and then I exercise for 4 hours, and then somebody makes my meals, and then I think about sitting out by the pool at the end of the day. And self-care is really important if you can live like that, but that's not what you live like.
No, that's not what I live like.
You're making choices every day to overcome illness.
Illness, yes, sir.
To battle and to confront hardship.
Yeah, and I brought that up because in terms of purpose,
Yeah.
I think if I look back at my life and the calling that I had,
Mm-hmm.
that I think that was accomplished like 2019
Okay.
when I stepped down from that role.
Okay.
But at this point, because of that cancer reality, I live to fight it. I live to help people to fight it. That's a purpose that I embrace fully right now. What can I do
Mm-hmm.
to really lift up the spirit, to encourage, to help those who are in that space of fighting this disease.
I love that. Love that. And if this is your first Arc Encounter, an Arc Encounter is based on a topic with a lens that we're going to walk through. Mindset is today. Jose was just sharing that he's full of gratitude. And if you haven't watched our gratitude series on individuals that come to share why gratitude is so powerful, everything overlaps and connects. And I love that you brought that in there as part of your identity and part of your purpose is to make the world a better place, to equip others, and to live with gratitude. What a power. What a powerful place.
Yeah.
And so let us enter what we call the Arc Encounter part of this experience. And that's hopefully what you're here for, is to hear, how does Arc show up in Jose's life? And how can Arc show up in your life? Because it's there. We just need to unveil it and reveal it as your next step. And so we go through acknowledge, heal, restore, and kingdom. And in acknowledge, we simply look out and go, there's more going on than meets the eye. Not all things are seen. And sometimes we need to step back and look at things differently. My perspective is that we all have cancer. Every single one of us, we have rogue cells in us. And I acknowledge that as an individual, that I've not been diagnosed with cancer. I have no medical prognosis that says eventually I might have cancer, but I go, look, because I already got it. Now I fight it. Take us into that place where you learned about acknowledgement and self-care, where was there a time in your life that you weren't doing self-care? And how did you become aware that, oh, I don't do self-care and maybe it'd be a good idea to check that out? Was there a place in your life where self-care wasn't a daily routine?
Yeah, I think as I look back, I could say that, yeah, I did certain things, like I've always been a walker.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then in terms of, let's say, food,
Okay.
I thought I was doing like making the right choices about that. But the fact is, Casey, that right when I got diagnosed with cancer, I was very unhealthy.
Mm-hmm.
I was about 170 pounds, 74 pounds for a guy that's only 5'5.5".
Mm-hmm.
That's way out of range.
Okay.
I
And
had,
now you even know what a range is.
yeah,
I mean, that's
yeah,
part of self-care is
sure,
simply
sure.
acknowledging,
I was supposed to be at 145, man.
and you were willing to acknowledge
But
my weight got out of balance.
yeah, out of balance. I had asthma.
Mm-hmm.
I was battling with diverticulosis
Okay.
in there, allergies, just a lot of different things. But I relate it all to that unhealthy lifestyle that I was
Yeah.
living.
Would there be my opinion, and I'm just sharing this for you
Mhm.
as well. I think stress plays a role in
Stress,
in
huge.
the coming against our physical health.
Mhm.
Were you in a stressful environment at that point?
Oh yeah, my main calling in life for 43 years I did this. I was a pastor,
Mm-hmm.
in the church,
Mm-hmm.
and that is a very stressful calling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a lot. There's a lot involved, and so yeah, it just really drained me. I loved it. It was a
Yes.
calling. I dedicated myself to it,
Mm-hmm.
but it takes time. It takes energy. It takes really changing your perspective with people.
Mm-hmm.
People can really be mean and and hurtful. But you're a pastor, so you gotta kind of work through all of that.
Yeah. You had
But it
to
is stressful.
you had to process, and I might say acknowledge what
Mhm.
was working
Hmm.
and what wasn't working.
Hmm.
And there was enough that wasn't working that your health became an alarm system.
Right,
It
right.
became an acknowledgement that, hey, if I don't change something, I'm going to die.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
really I'm going to invite you to go, how are things working for you? Is there some sign that you can look at to go, I'm not happy with this, or it's not working the way I thought it would, or I just need to find a new way forward? This is the arc path for you. Jose just shared his story. He was doing what he'd been loved. You loved this. You loved your job, and you're still in ministry. You've found new ways to go forward today
Yeah.
with a new mindset.
Hmm.
And so let's continue on our arc path to step into healing and go, what is this healing concept where we can step back and acknowledge some things work better than others in my life? And I can release the things that are not working, and I can take on things that are working. It's a choice of a process.
Yeah.
So talk to us about process and healing. Have you been healed?
Have I been healed?
I lobbed that out there for you. What do you want to do with it?
Have I been healed? I have been healed. Healing to me right now is a place of conviction that physically my body may not be showing that, but I am believing myself for that healing. I am healed.
Sounds like
It's
a mindset. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Thanks for showing up on the show today and driving that point home that you live healed, even though your body is fighting an illness.
Yeah.
And you talk to me about that process. How do you do things different when you live healed, even though your body is fighting? How do you take care of healing your body every day?
Well, again, it starts with the mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Fear is a big thing.
Okay.
When I got diagnosed with cancer, I was afraid, not knowing what was going to come next. But quickly I learned that I could not let fear rule my future.
Let's just capture that.
Yeah.
Fear is not allowed to rule your future.
Yeah.
You just said no more.
No fear.
No fear.
No fear. I need to find out what my resources are,
Mm-hmm.
what's out there, what can I use in this situation, and then find myself an advocate, which was my wife,
Okay.
that can get on board with me and let's enter this new season
Mm-hmm.
of healing
Mm-hmm.
together. I had choices I had to make, of course. I chose the non-conventional path
Yeah.
for one.
Let me inject here. Did you know it would work before you started?
How can I say that?
I
Did
know.
Did I know it would work before I started? I didn't know it would work.
You didn't.
No,
And that's what I
no,
was looking for. You didn't know, but why did you
no,
choose it?
because I heard this one time. Okay, leadership is about you're not certain which way to go, but you know you got to get over there. You know you don't know how it's going to happen.
Yes.
So for me, it was like I know what I'm doing is good. I made a good choice. I had different opinions
Mm-hmm.
of what people say that I could have that healing.
Yes.
Okay.
You knew it was available
It
out
was
there.
available, but I had to do the work to get there.
I love that.
And you know, trust that at the end, I would be where I wanted to be.
Amen.
So
And I highlight that in the fact that we're choosing self-care today.
right.
And sometimes we have to choose self-care before we know if it's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to move in a direction and start ourselves in an action step to say, I'm going to do something different. I don't know what the outcome's going to be, but I know if I don't do something, I do know what the outcome's going to be because somebody's already told me it's not good.
Mm-hmm.
And so you moved, I'm going to say by faith,
Right.
believing not just in God or a wishful process, but a actual path that was demonstrated by others that it could lead to healing.
Correct.
Welcome to the ARC path. Now, the ARC path is not the path that Jose chose on his cancer treatment alternatively and said, I'm going to do something different. But what we find here at the ARC encounter is that everybody needs an ARC encounter. They need an ARC path to begin to acknowledge, step into healing, not because it's a guarantee, but because it's a mindset, it's a choice, and then you begin to experience this restoration. Restoration is where you begin to thrive, you begin to grow, you begin to step into something that you didn't even know was possible. It's a choice of progress. You have progressed in your health. You have progressed in your mindset. You have progressed in your marriage. I'm even going to take that.
Right.
Because you two are different today than you were.
Yeah.
How long you been married?
43 years.
I know it was a little time because I've seen some pictures. I've seen some grandkids running around and beautiful family. Talk to me about progress. Talk to me about the journey of restoration and stepping into the fullness of what you believe you're able to do.
Yeah. Well, it's not an easy path. You have to put work into it.
Okay.
You know, so I had to make some changes in order to be restored. It was my choice, with the support of my wife, to step into making those changes.
Yes.
So, for example, I changed my way of eating. I changed the water that I drink. I began to learn about how do I detox my body. Then I learned how do I build it up, my immunological system. You know, then the stress that we talked about before. How do I handle my stress? How do I sleep better? You know, what emotional scan do I have to make about my life
to become aware of those things?
That is hurting me.
Yeah.
That has been hurting me. And really resolve it, you know. So I went through all that 8-9 steps exercise, of course, you know. And then the major one was faith. You know, my faith in God, my faith in His promises, you know. So my progress was tied into that. Still tied into all of that, even today as I progress.
It's a daily progress,
It's a
isn't
daily
it?
progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long-term commitment.
Wow.
It's a change of lifestyle, basically.
And
that's what I did.
Started with a mindset, and I bet it, you know, I'm just going to play with the ARC encounter. It probably has impacted every aspect of your leadership. It's changed the way you communicate with people. It's built a community around you. I know you travel to be with your community, and you bring your community around you, and it changes the way that you actually experience yourself in your own mindset, and it has made you, I would say, a more effective leader.
Right. Yes, I agree.
Welcome to the ARC encounter.
Thank you.
We're talking about all 5 lenses in this one, but as we
Right,
unpack the
right.
mindset, I want to
Yeah.
go back to the pin. If you remember, I put a pin in something, and you said that we are inherently selfish.
Mm-hmm.
Just as a humanity, there's
Mhm.
something in us that says, "What about me?"
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm really asking. I'm curious. Where does that go when it comes to self-care? Because so many people view self-care as being selfish, and then they reject it.
Mm.
They dismiss it for some reason. Self-care, people feel, well, I've got other responsibilities. I've got other things that are more important. I'll get to it later. Where do you think that misconnect comes?
Yeah, I think you have to connect it to relationships.
Okay.
I take care of myself, yes, because I want to live, because I want to still do something significant in this world. But I have a wife, I have 18 grandkids, I have, my parents still
Mm-hmm.
alive.
Mm-hmm.
I have 5 beautiful daughters
Yeah.
that I love very much, and so when I'm taking care of myself, not just for myself,
Yeah.
I'm taking care of myself for my family, for my loved ones,
Amen.
for others who are hurting that can use my life as a testimony and an encouragement.
And you're not done yet with
No,
life.
I'm
And
not.
that moves us into the kingdom place where we
Uh-huh.
celebrate abundance, we celebrate victory and success. And I love that you got to hear right today that even though Jose is contending with illness, he's living as healed. And I invite you to come touch the kingdom because it comes near to you when you step into a place of victory and abundance and joy. And so peace and joy, are they more abundant today in your life than before?
I'm glad that you use those 2 words,
Okay.
because those are 2 words that I try to hold on to. It's very easy to let those 2 slip away from you.
Absolutely.
Joy and peace. And there's a scripture
Mm-hmm.
that talks about joy and peace, is in the book of the prophet Isaiah.
Okay.
And he talks about at the end of it all, um, when you choose to do the right thing, um, you're not going to have the negative stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but you're going to have all these. It pictures it like trees,
Okay.
majestic trees. Instead of briar, there'll be, I don't know, big majestic tree. I forget the name of the trees now, but I hang on to that image for
Mm-hmm.
me, that at the end of it all, there's going to be a kind of a memorial to the fact that I dedicated myself to this, and so that in itself, then knowing that I'm going to get there,
Yes.
there's going to be an attestation of a life well lived for me, for others, for God, but then also that I get to have through it all joy and peace.
Amen.
Because it's easy to wake up in the morning and look at all your problems, and it robs you of your joys or your
Mhm.
challenges, or the peace that wants to get your mind going somewhere else.
Awesome.
So those are really important to me.
And
Joy
it, and, it,
peace.
and it takes a mindset to stay focused on joy and peace.
Yes.
And
Yes.
really that's what we invite you to go. It takes a mindset to hang on to joy and peace, but it takes a path for you to know how to get there. So if you are not encountering joy and peace on a daily basis right now, I invite you to the Ark Encounter. Come walk out this journey like Jose's walking out the journey. It's a journey.
Mhm.
And it's there for you as well. We want you to experience the abundance that's available and to know that it can go on and on and on. With you today is Jose. He's a thriving individual, and he's inviting you to thrive as well. Listen now for Maha to tell you how you can get more connected into the Ark Path with us.
I love that term, living healed. And Jose is definitely living healed with a healed mindset. And I believe that's why he's able to show up for himself and his family and the rest of the world with a smile. And that's why he's also a thriver. If you'd like to check out more videos, I invite you to visit arcpath.com, our social media at arcpath. We also have courses and podcasts created by Casey Cox and Bernard Bashura. I'm your host, Maha. It's been a pleasure to be with you. We'll see you next time at Ark Encounter.